Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another great episode of UnderRadar. Today's episode we're going to the future this time, 2098 to be exact, to dish out some street justice in Future Cop LAPD. Future Cop LAPD is a third-person shooter published and developed by Electronic Arts for PlayStation 1 on August 31st, 1988, with PC and Mac versions coming out later within the same year. This is one of those games I found at a bargain bin in my local game store as a kid, and simply put, I couldn't put the game down. It's such a fun game that really made me excited about the idea of the year 2000 and beyond, and what the future held for the human race. Well, we didn't really make it to the future of the Jetsons with flying cars, but considering the giant mech fight between America and Japan, it seems like Future Cop LAPD had something going for it.
Welcome to Los Angeles, rookie.
The City of Angels. No angels here anymore, unless you count Angel Mendoza.
Target moving south on Harvard.
Angel runs a tattoo salon in Hollywood. He's a recon mutant with 6 hands. Angel gave me this.
X1 Alpha, you got yourself a
Code 7.
This is the LAPD.
Nice work, rookie. Now where was I? Oh yeah, Big LA. Mutants, gangsters, chem-lords, whacked out cyborgs, high-tech, this and that. We got it. Remember, kid, serve, protect, survive.
X1 Alpha, 2 alone in progress. 14 officers down, need assistance. Code 77.
This is the LAPD. Put down your... Thank you for your support.
The story of Future Cop LAPD follows the day in your life as an LAPD X1 Alpha pilot with your giant mech designed to fight in the crime war in LA in the year 2098. There's not much story going on, honestly, but this game's main drive is all about the action combat and just wrecking criminal scum in your transforming giant mech, which morphs into a hover car at times. If anything, I'd say this game is like watching a behind-the-scenes episode of Cops in the year 2098. The graphics for this game are pretty decent for its time, but not all that great. The landscapes in the game are so blocky that they just look like a bunch of boxes with stickers plastered onto them. The design of the X1 Alpha is really well done though, as well as the bosses and enemy designs. Even the little humans in the game are pretty decent and a bit funny looking as well. There's not much else to say really, but at the very least the graphics aren't terrible to the point of making the game ugly to look at. The voice acting in this game is actually nice. I like the spunky partner you have who gives you tips while you do your work. She even throws a few quips your way once in a while to keep things fun while you're on patrol.
Oh, yeah. That's quite a hole in the floor. Shall we?
The music is super 90s, but it's really fun and actiony and it helps me get into the role of taking out criminal scum. Some music pumps you up. Some music assists you with the action. And then some of it's kind of out of place, but of course it's in appropriate places like the credits and such. This game's music is about as fun as its gameplay, so let's get to talking about the meat of the game right now.
This is X1 Alpha, LAPD's best weapon in the war against crime. The crime lord's edge and firepower is over. Now you've got the weapons to serve, protect, and survive. X1 Alpha can go almost anywhere. When precise movement is required, use the action button. When you're under fire, your best friend is the Jink. Give the bad guys a moving target. If you've really got a motor, press the change target and action buttons at the same time. Voila! When to do it is up to you. Your HUD shows the usual stuff: armor status, weapons load, and ammo count. On the radar, follow the green arrow toward the green diamond. That's your target. Get rid of one target and a new one will take its place. Listen, green dots identify switches and elevators. You'll need the action button to use them. Red dots? They're the bad guys. Low on ammo or about to die? Get to a yellow triangle. It's a reloader. Hit the action button. If you're wondering about the white triangle, you're not as bright as I thought. It's you, baby. If you need to catch your breath, check out the satellite map. Whatever's glowing is your next objective. Now, about cooperative. It's simple. If your partner gets hurt, you get hurt. Okay? Try to stay alive, Ace. I need a date to the policeman's ball.
Future Cop LAPD has two game modes, Crime War and Precinct Assault. Crime War is a story mode where you play a futuristic episode of cops, taking down criminal scum in the futuristic versions of Griffith Park, Venice Beach, Long Beach, and LAX to name a few. You can choose to go solo, or really give yourself the full cops experience by bringing a friend for some co-op action. But beware on who you take with you for the ride along, because if your partner gets hurt, you get hurt. So try not to pick a rookie who's still too green for combat, okay?
This is Precinct Assault. You begin inside your base. You know where the action button is, right? You'll need it. Each base has a hover tank generator. Action button. Hover tanks will seek out the enemy base. When one of your hover tanks enters the enemy base, you win. Sounds simple? I don't think so! You can generate jet choppers to protect your base from the air. These base turrets are your last line of defense. Any neutral turrets are up for grabs. Use the action button to claim them. This is an outpost. Claim it, and you've got another base. But outposts cost points. Earn points by claiming turrets and destroying enemy units. Destroy the enemy walker, earn points, and send him back to his base crying like a baby. Remember? Hover tanks, turrets, points, crying. Beautiful. Now, if you're playing by yourself, you'll go up against Sky Captain, a lethal combination of smarts and firepower. This cybernetic genius can do everything you can do and more. He's got his own reloaders and can link with his base to generate units remotely. And every time you beat Sky Captain, he gets a little tougher. Oh, about the radar. The red arrow points to the red base, the blue one towards the blue base. Whoopee. So, get one of your hover tanks into the enemy base before the other guy gets to yours. Good luck.
The next mode is Precinct Assault, which is a free combat mode where you capture automated turrets and outposts and order hover tanks to assault your enemy's bases. Careful with the return fire though. You might want to reconsider deploying defensive helicopters or flying fortresses to keep you alive long enough for you to breach their base with a nice dreadnought hover tank. This game mode has about 5 different areas and multiple difficulty settings. Let's not forget a nice fun fact that you guys will enjoy. But did you know that this game mode served as an inspiration for MOBA games like Dota? Let's show some respect to the grandfather who helped start it all, eh? With these two game modes, you'll probably want a nice mech with some variety in it, right? The X1 Alpha boasts a wider range of weapons, with the more you can unlock later down the line to up your arsenal. You got weapons ranging from Gatling lasers to plasma flares. I hope you're also into playing hide and seek, because a few fun weapons like the grenade launchers and K9 drones are found in specific levels, so get your thinking caps on, kids. With all these weapons, you're ready to head out to the streets and cause some street justice. But unfortunately, your X1 Alpha suffers from some aiming problems at times in this game. Sometimes you'll have your mark on your sights, and sometimes your mech is targeting something else while your real target is right in front of you. So be aware of that, and take measures in your strategy to ensure a successful mission with as little hiccups as possible. One issue I have with this game is how clunky the controls feel at times when navigating your X1 Alpha. It basically feels like playing Resident Evil in that you press the up button to move forward, down to go backwards, and the left and right buttons to turn your mech left and right. With these kinds of controls, you can become frustrated pretty easily when it comes to trying to navigate thin roofs of structures. Sure, they let you use the trigger buttons to strafe left and right, but even with that, your mech will sometimes feel slippery. And with some maps, if you fall off the thin roof you were at, chances are you have to traverse the whole thing again. Couple this with the fact that if you die in the game, you have to restart the entire level again, and it's easy to understand why it might frustrate a few people. Now I know that Justice is a serious game, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy yourself while you're doing your job now. The game has some comedic moments with nice quips, like the briefings you receive before each mission.
X1 Alpha, this is Central. We have a Code 2 in Zuma Beach. The perp is Xerxes Zeno. You know, the king of designer drugs. His new batch of Extreme Z is killer. Literally. No customer complaints. They're all dead. Exercise extreme caution, X1 Alpha. The place hums with automated protection, heavy ordnance, and drug-crazed zombies. So what else is new? Your target is the Extreme Z Automated Processing Station, Xeno's pride and joy. You are cleared to use all necessary force. Code 7X.
So don't stress out too much on the job, rookie. I think you'll be just fine. All in all, despite clunky controls, this game is full of fun action, funny one-liners, awesome weapons, and funny moments. It's definitely worth your time to play. Future Cop LAPD is a fun game with a nice perspective on how our men and women in blue do their day-to-day jobs in the future. It's funny how I didn't expect this game to be known at all, but in my research I've seen gamers who love this game and wish for a remake. It sucks, EA is the way it is now. But hey, maybe someday they'll sell the rights to somebody else and we can get a fully updated remake with today's generation of graphics and mechanics, right? Well, thanks again for another fun episode of UnderRadar, guys. Now get out there. Last time I checked, you had a policeman's ball to get you, right? Dismissed!